Count of Monte Cristo is packed with characters, but let's focus on the main ones. Edmond Dantès is the protagonist, the first mate of the cargo ship Pharaon. He's imprisoned for 14 years on false charges. He vows to seek revenge on those who betrayed him. Abbe Faria helps him acquire a broad education and tells him where a vast treasure is buried. He escapes from prison, finds the treasure, and spends 10 years carrying out a complicated plan of vengeance, often using aliases, most notably the Count of Monte Cristo. He thinks of himself as an agent of God, punishing wrongdoers. Abbe Faria, an older political prisoner in Chateau d'If, is thought to be mad because he insists he has a huge treasure. He shares his wisdom and vast knowledge of every subject with Dantès, and works on an escape plan with him, as well as sharing with him the location of his treasure. Danglars, the supercargo, or officer in charge of accounts on the Pharaon, is resentful that Dantès is to be promoted from first mate to captain, so he creates the plot to implicate Dantès as a traitor to the government. Cold, pretentious, and controlling, Danglars takes a job with a Spanish bank and makes millions gambling on the stock exchange. Monsieur de Villefort is the proud, ambitious crown prosecutor who will do just about anything to further his political career, including sending Dantès to prison to hide information that could harm Villefort's father and his own career. He cares more about his work than his family. His second wife actually poisons several members of his family. And after the illegitimate son he'd thought to be dead at birth surfaces in his courtroom as a thief and murderer, he goes insane. Fernand Mondego is a fisherman who's in love with his cousin Mercedes, even though she's engaged to Edmond Dantès. Fernand delivers the anonymous letter responsible for Dantès' arrest. He joins the army and marries Mercedes, enriching himself through treachery and betrayal. Monte Cristo punishes him by revealing that he betrayed and killed a man he was tasked by the government to protect, so he commits suicide. Gaspard Caderousse is a former neighbor of Dantès. He's imprisoned for the murder of a jeweler and his wife. In prison, he meets Benedetto, who he blackmails and is then killed by after a botched robbery of Monte Cristo's house. Mercedes is a poor, beautiful Catalan engaged to Edmond Dantès when he's arrested and disappears. Believing Dantès is dead, she marries Fernand Mondego. Dignified, honest, and religious, she never forgets Dantès. Her son Albert is her only source of happiness. Maximilian is the son of Monsieur Morel. Monte Cristo develops a friendship with him. Maximilian falls in love with Valentine de Villefort, and after she's poisoned by her stepmother, Monte Cristo ends up protecting her.